So do you know the answer to this question? Do you know what it means to be your true authentic self? Is this something that you think about? Is this a conversation you've had with friends, with family? Is this something that is on your mind? Do you often ask yourself, am I being true to who I really am? Am I being truly authentic? And I think the answer is no, because we are all so adaptive and we're constantly adapting ourselves to fit our circumstance, to fit our surroundings, to fit other people's expectations. That somewhere along the line, we've actually forgotten who we actually are individually, not as a collective, okay? We're not talking collective here. We're talking single. We're talking just you. So we've forgotten who we are. We've forgotten what truly matters to us because we've become so adaptive to our environment and to our surroundings. So today I'm using the Forest of Enchantment Tarot. Love this deck. It's a deck I don't use very often, but I should use it more often. And I want to ask the question of what does it mean to be your true authentic self? Why are we not being our true authentic selves? So let's have a look and see what we get. So the first card that I have for us, let me just get it into focus first of all, is the Keeper of Spells. So the Keeper of Spells would be the King of Wands. So King of Wands is I love King of Wands energy. He's powerful, he's assertive, he's confident, he's a go-getter. He knows exactly what needs doing and he's just getting on and doing it. He's not worrying about what other people think. He's not worrying about whether other people are in agreement with what he's doing or not. He actually, to be frank, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's like, this is what I'm doing, because he knows that his actions are for the betterment of his community. His community might not think so. His community might be downright angry with him because of his choices and decisions and the things that he wants to do. But he knows in the long term, in the long run, it's going to benefit everybody. So this is what it means to be truly authentic to you, to be your true authentic self. Because if you're constantly adapting and changing yourself to suit everybody else, you can't please everybody. You know that. It is impossible to please everybody all the time. But yet we keep trying. We keep trying. Like, I want you to just take a second and just to think about yesterday. Whenever yesterday was for you, right? Let's think about yesterday. What did you do yesterday that was more about making somebody else happy and less about following your true authentic self? And I'm almost sure that you're going to come up with something. Whether it be your husband, your wife, your children, your neighbors, your parents, whoever it is. But I can almost guarantee you that every single day you are putting your own needs, wants, desires, values aside in order to hopefully, maybe, potentially please somebody else. If we were all more confident and more assertive, if we were all more true to ourselves in doing the things that we know are right for us and ultimately will be right for our community, this world will be a much better place. But because we're all so overly assertive in trying to force our opinions onto other people, to force our ways onto other people, to convince other people that what we're doing is right, that is ego. That is ego stepping in. And because we're also driven by pleasing others, we will become people pleasers and trying to get everybody's approval of what we're doing, we've lost the true core values of who we are as individuals. So this is what it means to be your true authentic self. How do we get there? That's the next question I want to ask, because how is important, right? Whoops. How is important? So let's ask the question, how do we step into our truth? How do we step into being our true authentic selves without worrying about what other people are going to say or what other people are going to think? What is the easiest and best way for us individually to step into our true authentic selves? Whoops. Okay, that card just went flying onto my shelf. Look at that. We have, again, camera doesn't want to focus. How gorgeous is that? I mean, who doesn't love owls? This is the 8 of Spells, and 8 of Spells is the 8 of Wands. Look at those beautiful owls. I mean, just look at the, oopsie, the determination on their faces. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? So the Eight of Wands or the Eight of Spells is the card of momentum, it's movement, it's change, it's evolution. And it's the card that says to you, once you've started something, once you've allowed something to be initiated, once you've begun something, the momentum of that is just going to take you through. Once you've fired the arrow, there's no stopping it. Once you've discharged it, once you've set it free, once those birds have started their flight, there's nothing stopping them. And this is how to be more authentic. So it's about, first of all, recognizing what it means to be truly authentic. And it means doing what you believe is right for you, and therefore, by extension, for those that you love and those that you care about. It's about standing in your truth and not allowing anybody to do anything differently. It's about not being a people pleaser. It's about not doing what you think everybody else wants, but about doing what's actually right for you. And how is by just doing it, by just taking that first flight, taking that first step, doing that first one thing. That first thing is always the hardest, but once you've done that first thing, once you've initiated the journey, thereafter it becomes quite easy. Thereafter it becomes quite simple. Now, I am drawn to this card that went flying. I have no idea what it is. It's landed on my shelf and it's landed face down, so I can't see what it is. Normally, if a card lands on the floor, which happens often with me, I ignore it. But for whatever reason, I'm really being called to look at this card. So bear with me. This is so interesting. Look at that. You know, friends, what do I say quite often? I can't make this stuff up. Look at this, card 15, the liar. Look at that. Look at that. So traditional tarot, the liar would be the devil. And I do think, I'm loving this, I do think that the message that's coming through here for us is that we need to understand that we are the devil. That we are the devil. Because our actions, when we are not being truly authentic ourselves, our actions are more about manipulation. We're manipulating everybody else into doing what we want, or we're allowing ourselves to be manipulated by other people into doing what they want. But when there is no authenticity, we're all living a life of lies. We're all living a life of being the liar. Nobody wants that. So this is saying to us that we're living a false reality. By not being your true authentic self, you are living a false reality. You are allowing your actions, decisions, circumstances, your life, your happiness, your joy to be controlled by somebody else who actually doesn't care about you, who actually doesn't care about your true happiness. You know, when I think about, and I think I'm going to use my own family as an example, okay? As a mom, I look at my children and I want them to be happy. I want them to be successful. I want them to live their best life. But how that looks is based on my reality. How that looks is based on my perceptions. How that looks is based on the experiences that I've had in life. Is that correct for them? Is that right for them? No, it's not. No, it's not. Because their reality, even though I'm the mother, even though I have raised them, even though I've interacted with them every day and tried to mold them into being good people, everything has been based on my perception. Their perception is completely different. Even though we were in the same house for the same amount of time doing the same things, their perception is completely different. So if I force them to do what I think is right, who's being the liar? I am. They are. They're lying because they're agreeing to what I say. They're accepting what I say. They're trusting what I say. But the reality of the situation is maybe that's not what they want. So if they are not truly authentic themselves, they are lying to themselves and they're lying to me. So I do think it's quite interesting how this card flew, landed all the way over there. I acknowledged it as I usually do, and then I normally ignore it and it normally goes away. But today it was like Spirit was saying, pick up that card. There's a reason why it flew all the way over there and landed on the middle shelf, not even on the bottom, middle shelf. It landed in the middle shelf, and it's because we need to start embracing the truth of who we are. We need to start embracing the truth of what does it mean to be our true authentic self. We need to stop lying to ourselves, friends. And I think that is a brilliant place to stop this reading, because I think I've given you enough food for thought. I don't know how to do this. I'm trying to hold them all that you can see. I think I've given you enough food for thought to consider, to think about, what does it mean to be your true authentic self? How is your life being true to you? Or is everything that you're doing a lie? Sending you so much love and so many blessings. And until we connect again, take care.